to my channel, A Transparent Homeschool. Today I am making a video that probably should have been made months ago, but I am a slacker, and so you get it today. It is our curriculum choices for the 2022-2023 homeschool year. Now, if you've been tracking with me through any of my videos, you know that we are currently right now almost 8 months pregnant, and so we have kind of done a different thing this year. So I'm only going up to Christmas, which is around the end of our second quarter, with a lot of our curriculum pieces. And then after our baby is born in January, we plan to take almost the whole month of January off, just to kind of get used to new baby and new family dynamic and all of that. And so there might be some changes coming after that to some of our curriculum pieces. And so like I said, this video probably should have been made months ago, but I'm making it now, and so we're just going to jump in and I will show you everything that we're using this year for our 5th year of homeschooling. So the first thing that I'm going to show you is math, and this is no surprise. We stayed with the Good and the Beautiful math this year, only we got the new Simply Good and the Beautiful math instead of the old editions. And so I'm going to start with my daughter's. So she has Math 1 here. So this is her like activity box. And everything that she needs for all of her activities throughout the entire course are in here. And there's not that many manipulatives, which is really amazing because last year there were a lot. And so storage was becoming an issue. But this is everything that she needs in this one box. There's a magnetic board on back of the lid. And there's also a clock. Oop. There's also a clock on the front. We don't use this. We have kind of like our own clock that I like better. I'm just going to be honest with you there. I like it better. And then this is her course book here. And it's the math. So Math 1. And these lessons are super amazing because there's like, this is her lesson. And then the next one is a review page. Sometimes there's like a game or whatever, but it's usually just like 1 page of lesson, 1 page of review, and that's it. And for level 1, I think that is the perfect amount of like math exposure they need per day. Now my son is also using the Good and the Beautiful math. He is on level 3 right now. And so this is level 3. They went away with the spiral binding on this one, and I love that because if you have used the Good and the Beautiful before, maybe this is just me, I don't know, but about halfway through the year, the pages start like coming off of the binding, the spiral binding, and so it does kind of get frustrating after a while, but this is a traditional binding here, and it lays like open flat when you need it, like when you're needing to write, and so that's really awesome. But we have Math 3, and then his box of manipulatives is a lot smaller. And the back of the lid is also magnetic. It's also a wipe clean board, which is pretty cool. And it comes with like an array mat and then some things that you do throughout the course. And then this is all that comes in it. So a bunch of magnetic pieces. There's 2 dice in here. Some game pieces, some capacity dice, and then a measuring tape. And that's it. And so again, I really appreciate the work that they did on the math boxes to make them very simple, very easy to store. There's like anything else that you need is in the appendix of the book, but you're only using it for 1 lesson, so you're not having to like keep all these like random pieces of paper. And so I really, really appreciate that this year. We also decided to go and buy the multiplication books along with the MP3s. And I'm going to tell you what, I absolutely love the way that they introduce multiplication in this curriculum. But just for a quick reference, let me see here. So this is set B. He's on set B right now. And so the songs go through each multiplication fact, and as you can see on the top, like he's not learning all of his 5s or all of his 7s. They're all kind of different and mixed in together. And I think that was very interesting on how they did that. I'm sure there's a reason why it's not just like learning all the fact families at once. But then in the back of each of the book, when you get it, you cut the dotted lines and they become like flashcards for all of the facts that they go over in this set. And so how we use this is every day he'll listen to the songs and follow along in the book. And then either I will ask him the flashcard equations in the back, or he'll just do it himself. And he's really getting the hang of that. And so there's 4 sets, A, B, C, D, and those will be all learned this year. The other thing that I did for math this year was I went onto the Good and the Beautiful website and I printed out like practice sheets. So this is the multiplication set A. So all of the facts that he learned in set A, and they are they're just random. They're all kinds of different ones. They also have zeros and times 0 and times 1 equations in here too. And so then they also have set B. Here is like a review of all of them for like the end, and then here's set C and set D. And so I thought that was really awesome that these are free. Again, just for extra practice. We do these on Fridays. We do our like traditional book work Monday through Thursday, and so on Fridays I let him do like just one side of this, and then I time him and we keep track, so it's like a little race for him, and he just loves it. But that's what we're using for math, and we absolutely love it. My son is just like catching on to multiplication super quick. My daughter loves hers, and so I could not be happier with the Simply Good and the Beautiful math curriculum. The next thing that we are using this year, we also used last year, and that is Explode the Code. So these two are the level 2, so this is like the 2.5, this is 2, so when you get done with this, you just kind of go to this one. So this is my daughter's level, and then this year, we are doing it with my son as well, so 3 and 3.5. He's on book 3 right now. And these are just really amazing independent workbooks because the instructions are super easy, and like there's absolutely no confusion on what they're supposed to be doing in this book. And so like I'm just gonna be really quick about it and just like show you an example. So it's like yes or no, and then it will ask you a question, and then the child has to answer yes or no. And so they do these while I am doing maybe some activities with my 3-year-old, or if I have some like computer work to do or something like that. That's what they do for part of their independent work. The other part is handwriting from the Good and the Beautiful. My son is on level 4, and it's just a continuation of cursive. There's a little bit more kind of like fluid cursive instead of just learning the letters that he did in level 3. And then my daughter is currently on level 2. And again, just really easy independent work. There's not a lot of questions as to what they're supposed to be doing. And so these two components together make up the bulk of their independent work. I also have them do 20 minutes of reading each day. And that's done in their rooms. They put a timer on, and they take their handwriting, their Explode the Code, and their like reading books from the Good and the Beautiful library. And they go in their rooms, they do all of their independent work, and then they're all finished. And so I thought that was, again, just a really good time to kind of just do stuff with my 3-year-old and anything else that I need to get done. So those were the 2 things that we carried over from last year and decided to continue this year. Everything else that I'm going to show you are new curriculum pieces that we added in this year. And so the first thing that I'm going to show you are their nature notebooks. This is the first time we've ever used these. They're also from the Good and the Beautiful. We haven't used these a whole lot just because, again, being 8 months pregnant almost, it's very hard to like get motivated to do anything. And so like getting outside, we take a walk like once a day, and then they play outside for a little bit. But like actually dedicating time to go to like a park We have lots of parks around here. We have lots of nature preserves around here too. And so, I mean, it's not that we don't have the opportunity to use them. I just am lazy. And so I'm just going to be very honest and clear about that. But yeah, so anyway, these are their nature notebooks, and we've done a few pages in them. They like them so far. And I really hope to continue using these a lot through the winter, through the spring, and definitely in the summer. The next thing that we're using is Financial Peace Junior from Dave Ramsey. Basically, this is just a very watered down kid version of the Financial Peace University, if you've ever heard of that. It's really great though, because it is so gentle in the way that it approaches like spending and saving and giving and the importance of all of that. And there's like little activities to do. There's like information in the beginning of each lesson on like how to spend, how to save, how to give, why that's important. There are scriptures in here to kind of talk about money, because you know the Bible. It's actually really outspoken on how we should be using our money. And so this is like the parent guide that comes with it. So, I mean, it's not, I read through it in about, 30 minutes or so. And it just gave me a really good background and solid foundation on like how to teach this. It only comes with one of these books. And so what I did is I just copied each page and then I spiral bound it at like Staples, and then I laminated the front and the back. Here is the save envelope and here is the give envelope. And so as you can see, we've already used our spend envelope. But it's just a really great way to kind of, again, teach children the three uses of our money. And so what Dave Ramsey outlines is you give first, you save, and then you spend. And I'm trying to teach them that it's okay to spend, it's okay to enjoy your money, but we also need to be very wise with how we're spending it. That we're not just buying just random things that we're going to throw away, which is usually what happens. But anyway, it's their money, they earn it, they have a chore chart, and my husband and I sat down. We decided what the chores would be, how much each chore would cost, as far as like us paying them to do them the way that we expect them to be done. And if they don't do that chore or they don't do it the right way, they don't get paid. And so on Friday morning, we will sit down, we will go over the week of chores. And if like something wasn't done one day, I will bring that up just to kind of touch base with them and remind them that like, you earn money. You're not given money. You earn money for your work. And so that's kind of just what we're trying to teach. And so again, the Financial Peace Junior is a great, gentle way to kind of breach that topic of earning money for things that you are doing. And so again, you give first, you save second, and then you get to spend. And so my husband and I decided that $5 a week is what we would give them. Some of you might think that's a lot of money. Some of you might not think that's a lot of money. I don't know. That's just what my husband and I decided to do because it breaks up very nicely between all three of the envelopes. Something else that is completely new to us this year that I really wanted to highlight is the Tuttle Twins. And so last year for Black Friday, they had a deal where you get all 12 books and you get the audiobooks and you get a worksheet. And you get like a parent guide. And all that came in a bundle. And so my husband and I bought it. And so what we did is at the beginning of every book, I will print out like the worksheets. And I'll put them in their binders. And then we'll just go through them. So right now we are on the 4th book. And if you have not ever heard of the Tuttle Twins before, I'll link it below. And I encourage you to kind of go down and click the link and just research it and look at it. We're calling it civic studies. It's not necessarily history. And there are some topics that they go over that could be considered controversial. And so they introduce it in a very gentle way for children. The pictures are really colorful. The books are about 20 minutes on the audio. This one was about 25 minutes. It was the longest one yet, but it was really good, and they introduced some pretty adult topics. Nothing inappropriate as far as like sexual or anything like that, but just like a lot of it has to do with just civic responsibilities and the government. And so if that is something that you are interested in, especially kind of right now in our world, I would encourage you to look at that. So far, we like it a lot. Like I said, the pictures are really engaging, and then like the text is not too much. And I think it is brought in a way that the children can understand the topics that are being covered. That's just a new component that we added in this year. The next thing that I want to show you guys is what we're using for Bible study, and it is completely new to us this year. I've heard about it for a few years, and then we were at the homeschool conference last spring, and they had a big booth, and I bit the bullet, and I bought my son and my daughter each like the pack, and it came with a whole bunch of studies and some other things that I'll show you in a second. But we really like it so far, and it is from Consumed Ministries, and they have a whole bunch of topics. I mean, a whole bunch of topics. This was just the bundle that was there at the time, and it was on sale, and so that's what we got for the year. But so far I have just been adoring these Bible studies. So I'm just going to quickly show you the ones that we're using this year. Again, there's a whole bunch, and so I encourage you to go and research the ones that might be good for your family, or some of the topics that you're struggling with right now in your homeschool or with your children. These are so great because they don't even have to be for a homeschooling family. They can be for anyone. So if you just want to spend some time like with your children and digging into God's word on some of these topics, these are the best. The lessons are so like manageable and simple, and great conversations can be had. And again, they really get you into the Bible every lesson, and it gives children a really good practice on how to find the books, how to find chapters and verses and things like that. So the ones that are not in plastic are the ones that we have already done or currently doing, and then the ones in the plastic are the ones that we have not started yet. So the first one that we ever did was Obey. This book was amazing. Again, it's all about obedience and what God says about it and all of that. Navigating Friendships has probably been my favorite out of the two, just because it talks about good friendships and how we need to be like very diligent about who we let into our life. The one we're working on now is My Brother's Keeper. This is about siblings and how to treat your siblings. And the rest of them we haven't started yet, but this one is A Content Heart, Do Right, The Fruit of the Tongue, Work unto the Lord. And then these two came in my son's pack. Like I said, they are a little bit older. They don't have these for like the younger age. And so this is Developing a Quiet Time. And then this one is like Keep Thy Heart. And so I thought that was pretty cool. And so he'll kind of, once we finish all of our Bible studies together as a group, he can start those on his own. And hopefully we will have taught him through the year how to do a Bible study, how to look at each of the passages and extract, you know, what God has for us in those words, and then kind of just go through both of those books. The pack also came with buttons, and so there is a button for each book, and they absolutely love these buttons. Once we finish a study, they get a button, and then they also get a pen. And there is a pen for each study, which is so cool. And so I don't know if these come like just with the study, if you get it off of the website, or if this was just part of like the bundle that we bought at the homeschool conference. But they are so fun, and they're really, really cool. And they write really well also. The last thing I'm going to show you that's new to us this year is Gather Round. If you guys have not heard of Gather Round, I will link it below. But I'm also going to do a separate video just on like what this is. I will do a flip through of it because it was completely new to me, and I think it's only been out for a few years, and so it's not highly known, but we enjoyed it so far. And again, the reason that we chose this was because it's kind of a unit study approach to the topic, right? Basically, all of your subjects are covered in this book except for math. You have to have your own math curriculum for this. And like I said in my other video for Q1 review, like I just feel that this was not as centered on language arts as I'm used to. And again, we come from the good and the beautiful language arts, which is, I mean, it's just constant reinforcement, and each day is like a specific topic. They do talk about language arts every lesson, and like I said, if you're interested in what this is, go check out my Gather Round video that I'm going to do, and this is just, it's going to be very like specific to the flip through and how we used it and what it's all about. But essentially, like I said, it is a unit study approach, right? And so here's your teacher guide. So we chose South America, and then the other unit that we chose was the oceans. And so these are the two. I let my children pick out which ones they wanted. We definitely liked this one a lot better than this one. They did enjoy this, and they learned a lot, actually, which is really cool. But they're just super into, like, marine biology and stuff like that. And so with the South America unit study, we got the recipe book. It's not, like, it doesn't come with it. You have to purchase it separately, but it was pretty cool to have on hand. And then you have to buy the, each student has to have like their own workbook, and there's different levels. So this is the early reader and the early elementary. That's the levels that my kids are on. They don't necessarily like reflect grades, just kind of where your child is ability-wise. And so, again, like, they have the different levels and different kind of topics. As you can see, this one is blank. We didn't do that one. We skipped it. And so, again, if you're interested in Gather Round, I will definitely link it below, but I'm also going to do a separate video. So we did South America. We just finished the Oceans unit a couple of days ago. And then for Christmas, they have a Christmas study. So this is the first Christmas. What's really cool about this unit is that, one, it's a lot shorter than the other ones. Most of their other units are 20 lessons. This is only 12, so it's like a mini unit. And so it goes through the people of the nativity scene. And then as you're going through it, you're actually building your own nativity scene, which I think is pretty awesome. And so this is what we're going to do the month of December. And I'm pretty excited about just doing like a Christmas themed school. Okay, so we will still do math, and I'm pretty sure we're still going to do Bible study, but I think we're going to take a break from everything else and just focus on like math, Bible study, and then the first Christmas unit study. So again, Monday through Friday, that is what we do. We don't do any school on Friday, but we do board games, and we do Getting Paid from the Financial Peace Junior. Those are on Fridays, and so I still consider like playing games to be homeschool because there are so many lessons to be taught and fun also. But if you've actually never heard of it before, it's called game schooling, and if you look it up on YouTube, you can find a whole bunch of different like playlists and people who do game schooling. And so we do that on Fridays. It's really fun. It's just a great way for the family to get together and to kind of like put school aside, but yet still kind of sneak school in there, and the kids really don't even care because they get to play games. And so that is all that I have for you. Thank you guys for watching, and I hope to see you in my next video.